If you're looking for items this Christmas, do you prefer local stores or big box stores? Well, that's what Brunella and I discuss in this week's episode of Hot Button. Hello and welcome to another episode of Hot Button. This week we're talking about shopping locally. Is it better? Do you have more items? What do you think?
I'm not sure if there is more items per se, but I always think we should put our money to work for the environment. And shopping locally, it's one way of doing that. There is less packaging, there is less transportation, and it's nicer to be gentle to the earth.
I agree that we should be gentle towards our earth, but shopping local gets me thinking, is it higher priced? Like, these buyers will have to buy from artists, and they have to buy supplies, so there's always that.
Absolutely. I mean, you can find much more unique gifts locally, but yes, the prices might be higher, especially when you're not buying in places that ship from China, for example. And but local artisans really tend to have unique gifts, like one of a kind. And nowadays in Chilliwack is great. You can go to the Heritage Park. There is a great Christmas market, or you can go to Abbotsford at the West Coast Christmas show.
Those would be interesting to check out, definitely. Everyone always wants to give their family and friends something that's super unique and heartfelt, and I feel like that's what you get when you shop local, which is what I would prefer to do. But there's also the convenience of shopping at a mall or at a Walmart, where there's so many things and you're always bound to find an item.
I agree with you. I mean, price-wise, shopping in a mall is much more convenient. But a lot of people tend to spend so much money anyway on gifts for Christmas. Then it's so much better if that money can actually be a good influx in the local community. I mean, and we tend to forget that service providers locally as well have gifts and gift cards, even if they're not advertising on Yelp. Where do you shop?
I'm not from Chilliwack, so I don't shop locally here, but I would like to. Usually I just do it online so I can stay in my bed and in my pajamas.
It's true. I mean, shopping online is great too. I don't do it in my pajamas, but I do it as well. I was just buying the other day actually some tickets for Cottonwood Theatre, and I bought 10 tickets for the theater for like $16. So even online, you still have the option of shopping locally, and I think that's really important. But I'm not a big spender, I have to say. What about you, Jenna? Do you spend lots?
I tend to go a little overboard, so I'll see something, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this, I love that, and I just keep getting them things, and then I end up with like 3 or 4 items, and I'm like, whoops. But I think it's the worst for my mom because I'm always like thinking of myself, so I can steal her present back after I give it to her. That makes sense.
Totally. I like to spoil my friends and family, mostly with quality time and mouth-watering food. And usually it's vegan, but I can't tell them that it's vegan, but it's good nonetheless. But the most expensive item I bought actually was a couple of weeks ago. I was going to Italy to visit my dad, and on my way to the airport, I stopped in Langley to buy him an iPad. That was the closest that I could get it. And he's 75 and he's on Facebook now. I have created a monster.
Oh, that's funny. I do really like to spend time with my family. I'm not sure how much they appreciate it, but they better learn because it might be all they're getting this year.
I'm sure they love it, at least until you steal their presents. What about you? How do you shop? What do you buy? Do you stay locally or do you go to big box shops? Let us know on Twitter or Facebook, and we'll see you next time on Hot Button.